Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Irena Paramita Pramono. In SoRes 2022, I'm very glad to present my paper about bibliometric analysis of micro, small, medium enterprises accounting and finance research in Indonesia. There are 4 authors in this paper. First is me, Irena Paramita Pramono. Then there's also Dr. Pupung Purnamasari, and there's also Ibu Riang Mardini, and there's also Ibu Nisa Nadia Rahmani. We are all lecturers in Accounting Department, Economic and Business Faculty, Bandung Islamic University. Well, we understand that micro, small, medium enterprises is important. It has the highest employment rate, and then it contributes more than 50% of GDP. According to the information of Kemenkop UKM in 2019. During the pandemic, Badan Pusat Statistik or BPS recorded that more than 67.77% of micro, small, medium enterprises experienced a very significant decline in sales and development. During the pandemic, even before the pandemic, micro, small, medium enterprises has a very complex program: leadership, management, marketing, financial inclusion, and accountability. In this research, we focus on accountability and finance. This accountability and finance problem is like a rolling snowball. The lack of accountability in Indonesia's micro, small, medium enterprises could lead to distrust and asymmetric information about MSME. Understanding the extent of to which research of micro, small, medium enterprises has been carried out in the past will give researchers and academicians an idea of what topics will be exerted or should be exerted in the future about micro, small, medium enterprises. This research also aims to evaluate the impact of various research on micro, small, medium enterprises that have been carried out so far. Therefore, this research is conducted to present the state of research associated with micro, small, medium enterprises accounting and finance for over 2 decades. So what is bibliometric analysis? Bibliometric analysis is used to summarize a lot of bibliometric information or metadata of bibliometric data to show the current intellectual state and new developments in a field or area of study. It could be used when the research scope is too wide and the data set is too large for manual review. And for this research, quantitative and qualitative analysis are used. Bibliometric analysis techniques manifest across 2 categories: performance analysis and science mapping. For the research methodology, the data was collected using published or Paris application. Data collection was started with the keywords UMKM akuntansi keuangan in the Crossref dataset. For the first data collection, there are 1,000 papers collected. And then after the screening based on the completeness, there are 760 papers. And then we screening again the papers based on the fitness with the main topic, and the rest is 267 papers. This is the descriptive statistic of the database. From 267 articles, that we gather from the crossref. The authors is 539 authors. Source is from 173 journals from 155 institutions, and the cited is 0. The data was taken from the year 2000 to 2021. The table below shows that only from the year 2011, a paper with micro, small, medium enterprises, accounting, and finance was recorded in PROSA. Based on the result of the analysis of the appropriate papers, there is indeed an increase in the number of publications on this topic. Well, there are no sub-increase in journal in 2011 until 2016. There's a tremendous increase in the number of publications in 2020 and until 2021. These data unravel about, and then we will discuss about performance analysis, about the total publication. This data unravel about the paper publisher in this research topic. Based on the evaluation of the published journal, it shows that in Indonesia, the majority of paper published by academia, which are 257 papers, and by industry, it's only published 10 journals in the period of 21 years. And then there's also Sedation Index. This information is about how often the paper took as a reference, or we can assume that this as an achievement for scholarly work. Based on the information collected, there were no cited papers on this topic, which also means that these papers are never taken as references. This phenomenon could indicate that all the papers on this topic have no impact according to the common measurement. So why this could be happen? This could happen because most of the paper title on this topic was very specific and the conclusion cannot be generalized. In most of the research, the data taken are very general. It shows from the paper which uses original words such as desa or village, kecamatan, kabupaten, and provinsi amount to more than 2,002%. This is the paper which use words desa, kecamatan, kabupaten, and provinsi. And the total is 59 papers use these specific words. Next we will discuss about science mapping or keyword analysis. This data shows about the words that appear frequently in research over the last 21 years. As the main keywords, UMKM has the highest occurrence. Next are the words IFAK, Laporan Keuangan, Standar, and Indonesia. In the recent years research of this topic, the terms that often appear are SAKM, UMKM, form, positive effect, data analysis technique, SAK, and financial literacy, like which presented in figure 3. Meanwhile, in the past research, terms such as finance, government, secondary data, role, and financial performance are more commonly used, according to table 4 and 5. The analysis result for the network analysis or clustering, the analysis results show that from 267 papers, which have 37 keywords based on its occurrence, Viewer divided it into 3 clusters, which are red, blue, and green cluster. The most frequent words used in red cluster are effect, influence, respondent, use, and population, which describe about the relationship of micro, small, medium enterprises. The green cluster, most frequent words are UMKM, Indonesia, Laporan Keuangan, SAK Etap, which describe the research object. And the blue cluster, most frequent occurrence words are company, found, type, interview, secondary data, which describe how to conduct the research of research method. In the past, research mostly discussed about financial performance, using secondary data provided by entity, or about financial statement, such as research by Siswanto, Kumalaningrum, Lestari, and etc. Meanwhile, for the recent research are often discussed about the conformity of micro, small, medium enterprises financial reporting with SAKMKM, such as research by Simanjuntak, Amani, Susulawati, Suwondo, and Sutapa. For the network metrics, the word effect is a word which frequently linked with other words in paper on this topic. Meanwhile, for the word UMKM has the highest total links rank compared with the other. Total link in viewer shows the number of links of an item with other items. And total links rank show the amount of power of the links of a word item with other items. We will conclude it. From this paper, we can conclude that talking about the impact of research related to micro, small, medium enterprises in accounting and finance is still lacking, judging from the citation of the paper on these topics. These results also show that the method generalizability of the result to the research on this topic. Result that cannot be generalized usually occur because of the limited data that can be taken, and the data are very regional in nature, since more than 22% of the paper use regional words such as desa, kecamatan, kabupaten, and province. Then if we look further related to the topic of discussion in this research in the field of accounting and finance, micro, small, medium enterprises across time, there is a change in trend in the topic of discussion. Research methods and research subject in the past, there's a change in trend in topic of discussion, research method, and research subject. In the past, research mostly discussed about financial performance using secondary data provided by entity and about financial statements. Meanwhile, for the recent research, are often discussed about the conformity of micro, small, medium enterprises reporting with SAKMKM. Therefore, this research encourages more comprehensive data collection with a wider scope related to micro, small, medium enterprises. I think that's all my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.